guys, let's do a quick review of the rig controls and how to create selection buttons and save them to our shelf. So first of all, this is our main control. We want to set it and forget it. Use this control to just position your ball, but you don't want to be animating this control up and down or side to side. You want to set it and forget it. This control right here, this blue one, is the one you're going to use to do the translations of the ball. This blue control, which is the outer circle, is the one that you'll want to use for your translations through space. That's the first control you'll want to use. This red control is for doing your spin. So it only has rotation channels, and you can use this to do the spin on the ball. It always follows the blue control, so that's why you want to animate the blue control first, and then this red control for the rotation next. After you animated the translation with the blue control and the rotation with the red control, you can use these green controls, which are on the top and the bottom, and I pretty much only use the Y translation to scale up and down to do your squash and stretch. So let's make some buttons that will make selecting this rig and animating this rig just a little bit easier. First thing I want to do is create a button which selects all the controls on the rig. So I'm just going to draw a box around all these controls. And then I'm going to come down here to the right corner to where our script editor is. Pop that open. Then I'm going to highlight this last line, and then I'm going to hold my middle mouse button down, and I'm going to drag it up here to my shelf and then let go. It will ask me what type of script it is. It's Mel script. To name it, I'm going to put my cursor over that. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say edit. I'm going to go to the shelves tab, and I'm going to call this all. Save to shelves. So now I have a button which will select all my controls on this rig. So now let's create some individual controls for the ones we want to move in order. I'm going to select this blue control, which is our translation control. And again, you can see it's right down here, the last line. So I'm going to highlight that last line. I'm going to use my middle mouse button. I'm holding my middle mouse button down. I drag it up to my shelf. I let go. I say Mel. I'm going to use my right mouse button. I'm going to put my cursor on the icon, use my right mouse button and say edit. I'll go to shelves, and I'm going to call this trans for translations. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select just this red control. You can see it's the rotate control. So I'm going to highlight this, middle mouse button, drag it up to the shelf and let go. It's a Mel script. Right click, say edit, shelves tab, and then I go down here and go ROT and call it rotation. Save all shelves. We could do the same thing for the squash and stretch. Let's do one for the top squash. Just selected just that. Highlight the command, middle mouse button down, drag it up here to the shelf, let go, call it a Mel script, cursor over it. I'm going to right click, say edit, go to shelves, call this top squash. There we go, that's the bottom squash. Highlight the command, hold my middle mouse button down, drag it up here to the shelf. It's a Mel script, cursor over it, right click, edit, go to shelves, call this bottom squash. Now that we've made these buttons, we want to make sure that to save all these buttons by saving the shelf. So I'm going to take my cursor all the way over here to the screen left, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to say save all shelves. Now when I open up my session again with this rig in it, I will have all of these shelf buttons. What you don't want to do is select all your controls and then try to move them all at once. You never see how I'm moving it, and the model is separating from the rigs. That's because we're trying to move too many controls at one time, and we're getting double values on these controls. So I'm going to undo to get out of that. I hope that helps.